Why are you suffering from aches, pains and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The man.
Another wonderful Thursday afternoon to you, everyone. It is the 7th day of the month of November 2024. This is The Real Issues with me, Shelton Daniel, your host and producer, alongside our technical operator, Alton Jaquan Joseph, and my co-host for today, once again, Terence Fenelon, is in the house, in the studio. Hope you're having a good day so far. If it's your lunchtime, that you're enjoying whatever it is, coming off a journée creole and so on, the appetite, the taste, for good food and so on should still be in you. And I know especially when you're able to prepare it yourself. And by now you should have picked out the persons that you trust, that you rely upon, that you believe in, that you can talk up in terms of their skills, their ability to prepare. If you're buying your food, you have your places where you say one thing, that person, they give you good food, healthy food, tasty food, that sort of thing, to make your lunch times, the kind of fulfilling, rewarding, energizing, rejuvenating for the latter part of the day that you can have, and that the remainder of your day, based upon a good lunch and other things, is going to be, that kind of end of day leading towards evening, all of that. I'm having a good day so far. Once it's not too hot to make you sweaty and humid and all of that, and it's one of those days, it is warm, of course, but not blistering hot, and the humidity for the time being seems to be manageable. So once I get that, I'm okay, and in the studio, it's even better. Our program airs weekdays from 12:30 until 2 p.m. on the radio station Real FM 91.3, the frequency for the North, and 91.5 South. We also simulcast on MBC Television, channel 120 on the Flow Cable TV service. We're on Facebook Live and streaming live on YouTube as well. The other day I had an experience on Bridge Street, and I happened to get, it was a Saturday, I think, a rare parking spot just in that area which is between that business place that's there and the former Barclays Bank, now CIBC First Caribbean. And I'm pointing, well, once I tell you where I'm parked, you know that I'm pointing towards Jeremy Street, as you travel down past the post office, past, the Bank of St. Lucia building and all of that. So you know that the traffic on that side of the dual carriageway, the 4-lane road and so on, is supposed to be heading in a northerly direction. The other side, you head in a southerly direction, etc. And just as I'm opening my door, in fact, I had opened it already, a young man who was riding up to that point properly in the other part, the opposite part where you drive southward, heading up towards the Lamar building and all of that. The young man suddenly decides to switch lanes, switch sides, and he's going up where the traffic is supposed to be heading down, and he's heading straight for my door. Straight, I can tell you. I pulled that door in quickly. What is noticeable, or what was noticeable about it, was that it seemed like if I hadn't pulled my door in, he would have come straight into it, because you saw him making no attempt to swerve, to say, okay, this man has his door, like he was coming, Navini. And I find a lot of that on the road, people, the wrong and strong thing, I'm coming, and first of all, you're in the wrong direction and so on. I pulled my door. Other people who were around, as we say now, you met because they saw what had happened. I don't know where he disappeared to. I was so freaked out by it all. I suspect he went in the lane in between, like I said, the former Barclays building and that place. I particularly remember I was going to look for an empty plastic spray bottle inside this, this new place. I forget the name and so on, just there, whatever. I suspect he probably went there. I'm bringing this point up because it's not isolated. The kind of lawlessness that is taking place. And can you imagine if he had slammed into my door? Many of us, it's not that we worship for the vehicle or we like the vehicle more than life, but my goodness, vehicle expensive, I just had to tell somebody the last month leading to now, so many expenses with insurance, with re-registration, renewing your license and registration, and my vehicle is fairly new, so the insurance premium on it still packing a few grand and all of that. And I looking at my tires, I say, oh boy, it's a year I have it, I may have to change the tires, the next servicing coming up, you don't know what they will find, and they'll tell me this and that. And so the last thing you want now is a door that is busted, and that has thing of a young man who probably cannot afford to pay it. He probably have no means of paying it, and he probably knows that. He'll probably try to get away. I'll try to confront him and so on. And next thing, a knife could be in my belly, because when they're wrong, they're always strong and they're well armed and they always have something. If it's you and you have the means and in the scuffle, whatever, to defend yourself, you put him down. You know what the story will be, pull up with your motor car, he shoot bugler, this kind of things that go on and so on. Thankfully, it didn't come to that point, but it is the lawlessness I am concerned about. And the reason why people do, you're riding up, traffic was not heavy. Once I tell you I could get a parking spot on a Saturday, at that place, the traffic things could not be so rough, because you are getting parking on Bridge Street, any available parking and so on. And there was a parking spot between yellow lines for the taxi people. Lower down is this reserved parking. So this is the one spot that on perhaps a whole stretch you could get things and so on. But I got it. Why leave the place where you can go, you understand, along your merry way, you can do a U-turn, nobody would notice, up by M&C Home Depot, and just suddenly switch, in that little place where you turn from Bridge Street to go into the boulevard, or from the boulevard to continue along the rest of Bridge Street to go to the junction of Jeremy Street. Why do that? Why do it? There's no need for it. People do those things because they can, and I see too much of it happening on our roads. I'm again going to appeal to the police. We've been following about all the vehicles and motorcycles and equipment that you're getting. Police, you need to take back the roads. You need to contest that space on behalf of us, the citizenry. Too much blatant, open, it's not disguised at all. Lawlessness is taking place. Just last night, I see enough for people driving without lights. Or those who don't have the headlights, they just have the park light. Park light is not for driving, Its very name tells you what it is for. Who don't have headlight or park light have fog light alone. Some have headlight, fog light, every other light you can imagine and so on. It is crazy on the road. And if they had that and they were driving okay, all kind of foolish overtaking, all kind of not signaling where they're turning, this is just craziness. Commissioner God, I know the police probably have a lot on their plate, but I'm going to repeat, and it's not that I'm lecturing police or whatever. Folks, we can't be talking zero tolerance and there is such open and blatant law breaking taking place. Zero tolerance is zero tolerance. And there is the progression of those, lawless behaviors. They begin with those things which may seem innocuous, although the road is not innocuous. The road is a matter of life and death. Lights in for decoration and for style and fashion and to show off and it looking proper so I can put it blue and I can put it purple and I can do whatever I want. Lights are a serious business for illumination, for signaling, and for the visual perception and acquisition of other road users. Not just motorists, pedestrians also need proper vehicle illumination and signaling so that they don't find themselves in danger attempting to cross, or they're disoriented, they vaguely, they dazzle, they can't see whether they're on the road, in the road, on the sidewalk, at the side. You have to take back the space for us. Is when these people, mostly young men, see they can get away with that, they move to other things. I saw a whole set of young men, bikers at a service station. I didn't see them doing anything wrong, But I looked at them and I said, if the things that they're doing on the road for show-off purposes, maybe hoping to impress people, not passing when there's space, but they want to show how adept, and how, how much, how you call that? Ability that they have and so on, that they can zip through lines of traffic. It may be only a matter of time before they organize themselves together for criminal purposes. Biker gangs. Sometimes that is their way of testing the waters, or seeing what they can get away with and how further they can take it. And then they might become gangs on bikes that, if anything, they might take out somebody for another. We have to contest for the space a lot more than that. Anyway, let me move on from that. You've heard me talking about it. That's fine. Well, what is it? We're learning some technology or something? Because I know in England and America and those places, you park somewhere you're not supposed to park and a camera don't pick you off, your vehicle. They take a photo of your vehicle and your number plate, And they have the technology for the camera lenses that can cut through fog, it can cut through rainfall, it can cut through mist and whatever to capture so that they can tell you, yes, you were parked there at this particular time, and the ticket and the fine, whatever, can be issued to you. Do we need that? Is it that the police are afraid to chase people on the road, whatever, because it might cause more problems? Do we need patrol cars to be fitted with those kind of captures or from the public CCTV cameras, or those affixed to the traffic lights that they can, take pictures of people so that people can be held to account for those things? It's not a matter of it getting out of control. It's out of control already. It's already far out of control, and we need to do something about it. What is the Prime Minister dispensing so much money and resources and so on into getting vehicles, and some of the most basic things, we're not seeing them being done? Police, we need to do something about that and do it quickly. You can't catch all, but catch some, and they will be busted. The deterrence value of it is definitely going to dissuade a continuation of that behavior. I'll continue talking about it. If I'm irritating on Cassis or Imun, then, I'm supposed to Cassis or Imun with this kind of thing. Anyway, let me, before I hand over to Terry, he's always, like I tell you, chomping at the bit, Folks, I'm very saddened. Very saddened when I look on social media, WhatsApp, Facebook, and so on. The kind of abusive, insulting denunciation of Americans and, for voting back Donald Trump and how they stupid and they backward and they will pay the price for it. You know, I'm very saddened about it. I mean, that is the people's country. And they have embraced many people, including many St. Lucians, to be part of their country with the right, with the privilege, with the honor, with the responsibility to be on their voters list to vote. They've decided they voted Donald Trump. Folks, we can't be there making it seem as if we know better than them. They live in America. They know the realities of America. They know when they can't find a job. And these societies are merciless, you know. When you see you can't pay your taxes in St. Lucia and so on, probably nobody picks it up. When IRS picks up on you for taxes or whatever penalties or child support, when you see your landlord see you don't pay the rent, I don't think they give you this grace period and all of that, you know. You can't pay your rent, out you go. You know, they have somebody else lined up. They can't afford to carry your sorrows for you. This is societies, I'm talking about the traffic tickets and those kind. These societies, they don't have time for people and for the kind of compassionate thing that we talk about, you know. Maybe they do, but it's a whole involved process and so on to fill out this and to be registered and for them to have access to your bank accounts to see whether you really need and all of that. The people who live there, they know. They know whether it's a set of people who are always pushing philosophy and all of that on them, you know, but at the same time, you know, their lives are not moving in the direction that they want, that the prices are high. Americans are bothered by high prices too, and a whole lot of things. And if they somehow form the calculation in their mind that they believe Donald Trump can make a difference to them, even if we disagree, you know me, I know I wouldn't say I'm not Republican, but Donald Trump is a guy I have a lot of apprehensions about him. But the American people who live there every day, they know. Stop all this insult and all this abuse and all this denunciation and talking down to people because Donald Trump has been elected. Let me tell you something else. The majority of us in St. Lucia, I believe, consider ourselves, if not religious, to be spiritual. Many of us identify as Christians. People who believe in the Bible and so on, whether it's Catholic, Adventist, or something like that. And even those who are not Christians, there is a spirituality about them. The Rastas, you believe in Jaja, in Selassie, in whatever you call it and so on. That they have this spiritual dimension to their lives. As I was following the election on Tuesday night and so on, and yesterday I was just so. Then I realized how this thing tired me or whatever during the day and so on. I said to myself, but I'm surprising myself. I thought I would be a lot more animated and troubled and, you know, disturbed about Donald Trump winning. But I was very calm and I had to ask myself, but why am I so calm about it? You know, I thought this thing would have, you know, started getting from a fasci and so on. Until I realized I'm reaping the dividends of my faith, of my belief system. And the same day I got the news we all got from Antigua about Asad Michael being murdered in his own home. And if you know the story of Asad Michael, he's a guy who was accused of being one of the most corrupt politicians in Antigua. People were saying about Lester Bird, but a lot of people said this was the guy who was really the bagman and the man behind it all and so on, and using the prime ministerial power of Lester Bird. There are tips and so on where the guy seems to be openly blackmailing Lester Bird and other people and so on about dirt he has on them. I mean, we could go on and on and on. Not at his death I want to do it. But they could never pin down and nail Asad Michael. He knew how to play the legal system. He knew how to play the political system. He knew how to give himself a certain level of immunity by winning election after election after election in that constituency of St. Peter. He knew, it is said, how to bribe, how to give, how to, you know, get people on his side, and they just could never. At one time, they set up a commission of inquiry, and they almost immediately had to dissolve it. They brought in a guy called Mr. Spiegelman, who was the Chief Justice of New South Wales or Western Australia, whatever, one of the states in Australia. They brought in Justice Spiegelman to chair a commission of inquiry, and Asad Michael and his lawyer, they showed that this is unconstitutional and it's not procedural. And Spiegelman never sat for one sitting of that commission of inquiry. They had to disband that immediately. Asad Michael is like, nobody could touch him. They just could not lay a hand. They arrested him in England for a bribe he solicited from a guy called Peter Verdi, who was supposed to be an investor in solar and other forms of renewable energy, until they found out it was a whole scam. They put up the panels and so on. But it's only afterwards they get to know they need batteries for the thing. And that was never factored in, and the batteries cost so much money. Whatever that you tell yourself, what would you be saving? And I think Gaston Brown, that was the point where he became fed up with the guy, and said, this guy cannot serve in my cabinet. He cannot be part of any Labour Party, which I am the leader of, and so on. And they fell out over that. But look at how Asset Michael ended. Look at this. Asset Michael found dead in his house. Now, it's not that I'm saying Donald Trump, we want him to, or he will be. But how do we know that Donald Trump now, is going to be the Donald Trump that will become the fulfillment and the sum of all our anxieties and all our fears and all our terrors? But a bigger point I want to make, folks, as a Christian people, which most of us identify with, we must understand that God is not disassociated or detached from the affairs of men. It may seem that, there was a time called biblical times. Well, we have always in biblical times because God is always there. And he knows his plans. And if you study the Bible, you'll realize that most despots and rulers and wicked people, that they were brought down when they were at their high water mark. When they were at the pinnacle of their power and their glory, whether it is Pharaoh, whether it is Saul, whether it is Sennacherib or whatever the names of the Persian and Assyrian rulers and so on, that when they seem to be at the height, Herod, died at a certain point where he was the biggest terror, and this one and that one, and they kept being brought down. The Donald Trumps and Vladimir Putins and Benjamin Netanyahus and so on, they may seem to be people who are invincible, impregnable, they can't stop. But they're all part of the plan of God. And God will, in his own time, bring down all things, that are not good for his plan and for his purpose. And so we have to accept that at this time, Donald Trump is the will of God. Even if you don't believe it, I think we need to respect people who have a different opinion. Especially the American people. Is their country, is their space, is their politics, is their life. Who feels it knows it. They know why they in such numbers went out, maybe against all expectations and all odds, re-elected Donald Trump to the White House. But more important than that, we should respect one another. And as a man who's never been afraid to say I'm a Labourite and I support the Labour Party, I want to tell you, I've never disrespected and looked down on anybody for being a flambeau or UWP or to insult them, whatever. And I have been fortunate that I have not found too many, at least not to my face or to my knowledge, have taken that stance towards me. And I have people who are flambeaus, and I know they're flambeau and strong, and they're my friends, and we're okay with that and so on. I'll criticize, I'll critic, I'll do my commentary. But not the kind of thing I'm seeing going around now. People, get over it. Donald Trump has won the election. If he survives to that time, and I have to say, if the man is close to 80, do you know what can become between now and the 20th of January, that we may not have President J.D. Vance, instead? Do we know whether Donald Trump, a few months into his presidency, can become incapacitated? Do we know what things it can bring out? I'm just saying, many times some of the greatest deliverances have come at precisely the time when the backs are pinned to the wall and it seems there is no hope, no alternative, no option, nothing that you can do, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Let's continue to have that faith, that God is in control of things and he knows why he lets certain things, even to our disappointment. But our disappointment is not so important as the glory of God, as the will of God, as the grace of God, the determination of God to have all things in his hand and to bring them to resolution in his own way and in his own time. Terry Fenelon.
Okay, my brother, that was mouthful. Wait, viewers, excuse me. Can I just pass this to Jaquan? Jaquan, I'm just not picking it up on the. Yeah, that was a mouthful, Shelton. I agree with you. I don't even want to talk about the U.S. politics. It is what it is. People went. I'm not getting the. People went to the polls, and they voted for the person that they wanted. Leave it alone. So I'm not going to analyze. I'm not going to try to analyze. I'm not going to say where blame is, what. It is what it is. My concern now, Shelton, is on our country and going forward. You believe in coincidences, Shelton? Sometimes you meditate a little while. Normally when I'm coming down to this show, I pass on the Marshall Field, I park, and I just go through some of the notes. And I was meditating on the scriptures today. Let me pull up the scripture. Jacqueline will pull it up for me. The verse, because of what's happening. Thank you. Sorry. Yes, thank you very much. because of what's happening in our country, the misinformation, and outright lies. I'm like, wow. And then these lies are peddled by people who tell you that they are students of the Bible. And you can put up the verse, because I just want to delve in a few things there today, if you permit me. Thessalonians, First Thessalonians.
Oh, you're a biblicist as well. Okay.
No, I mean, people are students of the Bible, and the fruit that they bear, the fruit that, what comes from them, you have to wonder, you have to scratch your head. I saw something by one of the elders in the church I used to be at, Brother Anderson Cato. I may read it a little later. I think I saved it. But it says, First Thessalonians 5:21, prove all things. Hold fast to that which is good. I'm not a Bible. This is not a Bible study now. But prove all things, including what Shelton says, what I will come and say. Because I don't think we come here to mama guy. I'm using that word deliberately. We are not here to mama guy. We're not here to mislead. We are here to speak the truth. Okay? What we give you, don't just accept. Prove it. I had to go back to the school sports. And I'm seeing Terry Finister, his name is being brought into disrepute because apparently Nancy, who has 499,000 reasons to smile, was on a program, and apparently she brought the guy's name into disrepute, making claims that the guy said about, like he wrote about lack of money, etc., for school sports. And Terry had to rebut that. Nancy, I've never stated anywhere that money was an issue as far as hosting school sports, period. Please retract your statement to that effect. It appears to me that the side and the people on that side will go to any length to try to score political points. We heard a man of the Bible, student of the Bible. You buy PE uniform, etc., and you have no sports. And the man, as fact, a student of the Bible. Total lie. Now,
the same one who said God could not have possibly have had anything to do with the Philip J. Pierre becoming prime minister.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
This is the man of the Bible, the biblical guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the leader of the opposition is entitled. I think he can call the PS, ask for clarification and stuff. Not so, Shelton?
Yeah, the leader of the opposition, there are many things
he can do,
and
he's
have
feeling
access
in his
to.
he has access to, and he's feeling in his duties to do. But you're going to take an issue that is so easily verifiable. A phone call to the PS of sports or the chief education officer for clarity, for clarification. But you'll mount a platform and spew. Now, Mr. Kenson Kazim, I have to give you kudos. You must not mince your words. Sometimes, Sheldon, we use a euphemism. Oh, that was not exact. No, it was a blatant lie. And that is what these guys the side they have resorted to, telling blatant lies. So while I was at the Marshall Grounds today, just going over that verse, that scripture verse, because, sometimes, you want to put things in perspective. Well, I'll not give you the Greek word for it. That's not important. What's important is what it means. You have to test everything. And ladies and gentlemen, not just Labour people, even the moderate flabbos who are not you on the side, you realize, what you're being fed by your side is not entirely true. When you see them mount the platform and they start to spew the garbage, especially this coming from this guy who claims to be a student of the Bible, adopt the posture. Your default position should be, because his first inclination is to speak on truths. His first inclination, he doesn't care.
That's right.
He does not care. He just feels he has an audience and he must tell you what you want. That's not good. So your default position should be Miseka Pale, Lipsli, Bushlika, can move contre Teme check ça pour comment, puisque ouais monsieur ni à l'histoire, il pas qu'à dire ça qui vrai. So you go and make a big yawn cry. Now, as I was there, let me just sometimes, I don't know if it's divine intervention or coincidence. I am there on the marshal grounds there, in the vehicle, just reading this thing, and then my phone rings. A friend of mine who I knew a long time ago from the Bethel Tabernacle, my partner, he used to sing in the band, the Alpha. The Bethel had a band Alpha. He always calls me to check up and things. Yeah, but boss, he didn't use the boss. He said, but bro, did you not listen to that program on Monday? There's a program on Mondays, but I have better things to do, like sleep. So I will not listen to a program of garbage where just lies, misinformation. Shelton, you'll never believe what this fellow is always napping. The kid who all looks like he's always sleepy, he was always napping. And the guy that Dr. Anthony described as a Kokoro, perfect example. These guys were on the Monday show spewing. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, that's mind-boggling. Spewing healthcare. You will never believe what this guy said. That the OKEU hospital was built by Romanus Lancico.
Oh my goodness me. Romanus Lancico died in 2005.
Ladies, forgive me.
In 2005,
Yeah, so they evoked the
next year is going to be 20 years.
Romanus Lancico is a man I admire because this man knew how to work the PR. He knew how to work. He could advertise himself. He did a lot, yes. I remember when he marched and he was collecting funds for Victoria Hospital.
The March for Victoria.
March for Victoria. I was in that as a little boy. I didn't really know the politics. I was just in thing. My brother didn't know I was being the boulevard and thing, listening to stuff. Great guy. When I met Philip here the first time, I almost cried. So I know he's a good guy. He's a good fellow. But the fellows went back there. 2. They said, it's Kenny Anthony that stopped the fifth finger of the hospital.
Oh my goodness.
I tell you, when you hear these fellows speaking, your default position, there's always a default position too. Let me check that out. Don't just accept things mindlessly. Like the people, you buy P uniforms and they have no spots. Yes, say it again. You always have those, right? With us. So Romanus Lancico built that. Dr. Anthony and the Labour Party stopped the fifth finger of the OKU hospital. I mean, these are fellows. Let me tell you something. If you have no integrity in your personal life, you cannot have integrity in public life. If you have no morality in your public life, you cannot have it in public. So when you use your office for political mischief, like if I'm going to take your vehicle just so, I know it to be incorrect. The thing is, when I have the backing of the state behind me, I'll be upright. If you cannot have that kind of integrity in your public life, in your private life, you won't have it in public life. You'll be worse. Because now you'll have the backing of the state behind you, the state machinery for you to do mischief. You understand? Malfeasance in public office. So when your modus operandi is to tell lies and misinformation, the thing is, when you get elected, I have a meme for that, I'll drop it a little later, not today. When you get elected, it's like the wolf telling, the wolf telling the sheep, when I get elected, I'll be a vegetarian. You can't have it. So the nurses at OKEU were put on contract by Dr. Kenny Anthony in the Labour Party.
Yeah. I saw some of them writing something about Damian Greaves becoming the CEO of Millennium Heights Medical Complex. That's a step backward. What you need is a doctor. He's a doctor. He's not a doctor. But hold on a second now. I asked myself, this guy that they had from Trinidad that they made the CEO of Victoria Hospital, Stuart Smith, was the guy a doctor? He didn't even have a doctor's degree, by the way. But they had the guy. There was talk about the amount of money this man was being paid. There were figures of 150,000 a year and so on. Big money. The guy was being paid.
Can be your
and we've had the people. Let's take our first break, and when we come back,
it's 1 o'clock. Yes.
When we come back,
I'll continue.
Yeah, uninterrupted.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you, at Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild, the power to heal, the future of pain relief.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Thank you so much for staying with the real issues on this Thursday, the 7th of November, with me, Shelton Daniel, accompanied by Terry Fenelon. And let me just tell you that tonight, 8:30, we'll be having Can I Help You without Richard Frederick. It'll be Albert Fridges leading, and I will be there supporting and accompanying him on the program tonight. Can I Help You? Honorable Richard Frederick is out of state on official business in a place very, very far away from what he told me when we chatted briefly. And so Albert and I will be co-hosting Can I Help You tonight on NBC television from 8:30, but without Richard Frederick. We look forward to your support and your company as always. Terry Fenelon.
Yes, let me make a correction there. They said Romana Sansico built the hotel. No, sorry, before I'm being accused of what I accuse them of. He negotiated the construction of OKU,
Yeah.
but that's laughable. That's laughable. So
Okay, Romana Slansico was out of politics since 1997.
yeah, he negotiated for the construction of the Shelton, can you do me a small favor, please? I see my battery running low there. I don't know why this is running down so quickly. I have my stuff there. Okay, so let me come and defend my prime minister now, because Sheldon, well, okay, let me recap quickly. They said the OKU hospital was negotiated by Romana Slansico, that nurses were put on contract by the Labour Party. Imagine that, you know. We left when we demitted office. When the SLP demitted office, OKU was not yet open. You know. They transitioned, they did everything. We brought in Cayman, paid them $2 million.
I think Japan is asking about you.
They paid Cayman.
Health City,
Cayman Health City. How many $1 million a month for, you know, $25 million. They did everything. They put nurses on contracts, so nurses couldn't get a loan. They couldn't buy a vehicle, couldn't get a mortgage, you know what I mean? They did all of that. You understand? And now they're saying that was, I mean, this is amazing, you know. You know, the kind of lies and stuff these guys are coming up. They are just trying to turn everything because they figure anything goes, but anything cannot go because we are here to protect the victory and to speak the truth. You understand, Shelton? We are here to speak the truth. Just now, if you see me just faltering there, Jaquan is just, all right, thank you. You know what I mean? We are here to speak the truth and to set things straight. And we're going to tell them, Shelton, every lie will be debunked. Every lie must be debunked. Because if we allow the lies to fester, it will take root and people will believe the lie. So that ain't going to happen. You know, we have to listen. Yeah, we'll listen to you all. When you make sense, we'll tell you make sense. And yesterday, I must commend one T. Nigel Tousse.
As a lawyer?
Well, I don't know her skills as a lawyer. I cannot rate her there. I only can rate you when I know and I've seen your work. So I am not going to
just for reference.
Yeah, for reference. I know she's a lawyer. She's used to be a magistrate. She's based in the States, so I applaud that. But she is, to me, still a critical thinker, very sane UWP supporter. That may be the only one left, I think.
She still supports them. Okay.
Well, yeah, and that's surprising, you know, knowing the things she said. And she called into a talk show host, and you could see the talk show host was flustered, man, irritated, because she was not going according to the narrative. You know, on that show, the narrative must be, you must just pray chastely. You must have your head up, you know where? And if you have tongues like this and you pull it out, you'll see the head of the person coming out.
You must submit.
Yeah, you must submit. So on that show, he kept interrupting because the lady was not, you know, trying to make some sense, and he would not allow the lady to speak. But I'll summarize for you because what she's saying is in sync with what Ozzy Boy has said. What we have been saying here is nothing new. And that is why I want to appeal to the moderate flubbos, the flubbos who are there, you know your party is crap. Like Man United, that's my team. Albert Fridges, that's my team, that's our team. But we have to admit, Man United is just, I mean, all right? So, she called in and she made some very, 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 very pertinent, you know, points. That one. And she was straight off the bat. The leader of the opposition, I shall not name him, is a waste of time. Basically, that's what she's saying. We cannot go far. Well, not we, sorry. You cannot go far. Now, I ain't care. I ain't care what these fellas do in the camp. Okay? I ain't worrying me. But the truth is the truth. You know, we are the problem. She said, now Ozzy Boy said that, you know, and he wrote that. I have to get that. That you cannot repackage this guy and present him to the electorate again. Because he has been weighed in the balance and found wanting. He's a waste of time. And T. Nigel Tousse, I applaud you. You didn't put water in your mouth to say it. You said it as it is. You made another salient point. That this guy is, you know, because this guy, the talk show was trying to make a comparison between him and Trump. You're not having that. Trump had policies, you know. Trump had some policies.
Okay.
Whether it helped the blacks or not, he had policies. But she said all the policies presented by the leader of the opposition in government hurt St. Lucia. Shelton, listeners, viewers, this is a lady who has been in the belly of the UWP. She even contested, I think, Catherine's North at one time. And she said she's a card-carrying member. But she has to say it as it is. And that's what I've been trying to tell you all. A waste of time. And every part. You want to try to renumerate? I'm trying to elucidate. DSH. Now, I'm going to defend my Prime Minister. DSH and GPH, two different things. So, though, I mean, if you try to give a backhanded compliment, sometimes, you want to praise the guy, but you don't want to give him too much praise, so you have to give him a little slap. Don't try that on PJP. We're there to defend it. DSH, $113 million down the drain. And you have a man, an economist, he says he is. He's telling you that this racetrack will not make any money. But I asked, will not make any money. Because he's running like a business. I know business for profit if you're running like a business. But you go into a business, you're going to invest $113 million on a white elephant, and it's not going to make money. And people applauded that. And Nigel had to say, but that is madness. You should have continued with the meat processing plant in Boseju. And from there we could have begun choice cuts of meats. We could have been doing all kinds of things there, because that was what would have contributed to the GDP and the economy. But you brought a horse races that you said there'll be about 100 private jets. I don't know how HIA can handle 100 jets. I don't know how. But she says that all your policies hurt. We had vaccines from COVAX, getting that for next to nothing. You gave a man $7.3 million to go and look for vaccines for us. Many more vaccines. I mean, too many? How many vaccines that would have been? I mean, that was vaccines for the whole Caribbean you bought there. Crazy. What other policy you had? Defunding the National Trust. That's good policy. Trying to get personal. You want to blow up Pigeon Island to put your dolphin park. These are the policies that you put nurses on contract when everybody is trying to secure their future, trying to get loans to advance themselves, to build houses, to do things, and you put them on contract where basically their lives ended because no financial institution will give you a loan if you're on contract, 2-year contract, but you bring in a foreign entity and you pay them $1 million a month to run OKEU, and at the heart of that, you in some housing capacity telling them, we'll pay all your salaries, all utilities, all this, all that. That's the policy. So Nigel too says correct. All your policies hurt St. Lucia. You and your mayor just taking the trays from mothers, single mothers, and dumping them on Mother's Day at that. That's important because you want to keep cash streets clean. That's how you keep cash streets clean. Look at what the Honorable Richard Frederick is doing. Building huts, nice places, beautifying the place. Some people don't like it. I mean, but you're taking them out, putting them in safe places where there's toilets, etc., so that they can ply the trade, they can make money. You understand? That is how it is done. That's your policies. Your policy was to go after Liat so that Liat can shut down and Liat workers fired out of work. And you're not going to try to compensate them or anything like that. That is your policy. So Nigel too says very correct. When she said all, she didn't say some. All, because we cannot think of, I'm trying to boost my brain. Viewers, listeners, if you have any policy where Shasta implemented that help solutions, let me know. Because all I know is that when COVID hit, all he was saying is the country is broke. The country is broke. After you have borrowed 500 million, all right, you benefited from a rebasing. Country is broke. Country is broke. I have no more money. The truth is we have no money. I don't want to play that game. I'll play that game sometime. You know what I mean? When I want to papi show it. Because really and truly, it doesn't deserve that kind of respect. Because you're no guru. You're not a guru in tourism. I understand as Minister of Tourism and your F-Flyer miles. I mean, you had miles to last a year. Because you were flying head then you busted the budget. You brought in Heppel to do the work that they hired you to do. You understand? That was your policy. Your policy was to bring in a guy to build four playing field, well, to refurbish and put artificial grass. $32 million. That's your policy. Who benefited from that? Every month this guy was drawing about $190,000. First thing came out, he had to go and collect his money because he's on his contract. No time to waste. That was your policy. Put grass there, giving people cancer. You can't play that. You cannot play that when it's too hot. That was your policy. You understand? So Nigel too say very accurate. Your policies hurt The average man. You did absolutely nothing. You came in, and this guy who's always sleeping in grocery, always napping, this kid always napping up there, sleeping on him, he's lazy eye. He stopped step. He said 90% of people in step are SLP. So he stopped that. That is your policy. All the social nets, all the social programs that we had to safeguard those vulnerable people in our midst, you stopped it. So Nigel to say is right. You cannot repackage this guy, as Aussie Boy said, to bring him back and to sell him to us. What you selling? Still fish? Nah, man, that fish rotten. You can't sell that again. Why are you selling that? You can't repackage that, man. That's still fish. That smells. That's rotten. We don't want that kind of thing. So Nigel too says, right? He says, but when I look at what is there now as an we don't have an organization. But Nigel, you are right. I've been saying that. That's a side. You see, I told you I always stop at that's my homegrown. I always stop there before I come here to meditate a little, to watch things. And I remember in my days playing football, I wasn't too good as Lapo. But in my days playing football, the man with the Wembley, the man with the ball, he picking his side. You. And that's what's happening there. There's no structure. What convention? One man doing this, that's a one-man show. Very accurate. That's no longer a party. No longer the decent organization that Sir John left. It's a side. One man calling all the shots, doing what he wants. And you heard Prudent, who the Tarzan of politics. Tarzan here, a man who tried everything already in politics, God nowhere. Just chairman. And it well tells you on the platform. We are only selecting people who will totally submit to the leader.
Can you imagine that? Yeah?
He didn't mention. The man openly admitted that.
A guy who likes to sell himself as being enlightened and being all of that.
Enlightened.
And
you stood up on a platform and you told the people listening, we are only selecting candidates who will submit. Basically, that's what you're saying. You say who could work in Valencia. Say who will submit. In other words, anybody who has ideas and will challenge, we don't want you. Because you are a troublemaker. You have to say, when the leader says, boy, you have to jump, high, you have to ask, how high?
Yeah.
You cannot question him. Because what he said at the meeting, don't question me. Don't second guess me. Don't help me. Because he knows it all. He's a know-it-all. Imagine that. And so, Nigel, in an analysis, was correct. There is no structure there. It is do as I say. One man deciding, this is what I'm doing, and everybody must fall in line,
regardless of how absurd, regardless of how ridiculous.
Terence Funnell, I'm trying to picture myself in that kind of scenario. I belong to a group or an organization, and I don't have a voice. My voice is not considered. I must just accept every. I cannot debate. I cannot, we cannot agree to disagree. We cannot have healthy discussion. And when you're wrong, I cannot tell you, bro, you're wrong.
And not only that too, how does such an organization grow? How does such an organization, if basically the people who are supposed to be upholding and surrounding and augmenting the leader cannot come forward with any suggestions or say, how about we do this instead of that?
Correct. Because Shelton, I have managed places, and let me tell you something. My staff are the most brilliant ideas. Sometimes I get vexed, and I would think, because my head hard. But when I finish the meeting, boy, I'm thinking long and hard, because one thing you have to practice in your life as a manager is reflection.
Yes.
So you have to reflect, and then you go over and think, and then the next day you come and play bad. You say, but miss, so. Yeah, I think you try to you eating humble pie because the suggestion there was a better suggestion. Yours you have to shelve it and you have to eat humble pie. Say like, okay, let's go with it because I think or run with it. And if you think that's how you grow, and that's how you let others grow, because there must be freedom to speak your mind, and free from fear.
It is this cross-fertilization of ideas that advances the thinking, of an organization, especially a political organization,
Yes. So, and she was right. She says this man cannot strategize, right? He cannot lead, and because he's not a leader. He's in charge, yes. He's at the helm of the, but he's no leader. He doesn't show leadership.
He has too much of an internalized
Re-
insecurity
right.
about him, so that if anybody makes a suggestion or gives him advice, he automatically decodes this as a statement that he's incapable. You know?
No, you have to ask for help, and leaders don't know anything. And I told you already, I define leadership for you. It is doing the right thing. And what would the right thing have done? Would be, man, you have people wanting to contest it, or you sit down, you have your runoffers, well, whatever method you use, but there must be a democratic, well, there should be a democratic method to choose, so everyone is satisfied. Imagine Champagne went flat the next day when he heard on the platform that he was not even given a chance to contest. So the Champagne popped and it went flat. He couldn't make the program the next day. But you know, a few days later, he's still coming and praise his master. But I do not understand that mindset.
Maybe they do not feel that they have any option.
I do not.
They have so boxed themselves into, this one option, and they've painted themselves into a corner.
I just cannot understand that. So how a man like me could be in an organization and have to kowtow to the master on everything? When he says anything, I have to just agree. I cannot beat him. I cannot second guess him. I cannot have a discussion, because what he says goes. And I've been told that only people who will submit and work with him will be selected. So automatically telling me, I've take over work. We don't need you. We don't need your mind. We don't need your. Come on. And people, these are the people that they'll present to us to vote. You will stand up on the line to go and vote for Chico. Now I'm asking, Chico, a man who, in my opinion, I don't want to be sued, misbehaved in his office in terms of what went down. I'm saying it again. If you are not moral and righteous in your private life, you won't be so in public life. You won't be so. There's no two we don't have two moralities. We don't have one for private life and one for public life. It's just one morality. It's either you are a fella, you just like you can be somewhat pregnant. You're either a decent man or not, a decent person or not. You just do things right or not. So in your private life, you can't tell me you go to church and you're a student of the Bible and on the platform, the filth and the lies and the misinformation escapes your mouth. Can't happen. You understand? Cannot happen. Giving Christianity a bad name. Anderson Keto, you wrote something I want to read it, but I'm all over the place there sometimes. And I have to be able to pull it up and stuff. Although I did cute, I don't think I send it to Jacqueline. But ladies and gentlemen, and the moderate flubbers, because you have to appeal to you. You have to come on the side of right. Now, Nigel too said you tried something there which will not work. I think you insulted my Prime Minister by saying that my Prime Minister mimicked this fellow. Philip J. Mimicking who? Alan Chasney? Perish that thought.
Was there to mimic?
Was that precisely? Perish. Well, I understand, Nigel. I understand. I forgive you for that. You are flubber, you are hurting. You have seen your party in shambles. You've seen a man destroying. He's on a path of destruction. So you hurt him, and so you want to criticize him, but you want to take a shot at the SLP. But I'm not allowed that. I have to defend my Prime Minister because my Prime Minister, and you admitted it. This morning when you called Yadi, the things Timothy would not have allowed you to, did not allow you to say. You said it this morning. You said that, but the SLP has very good politics, but of course. But people is not a joker. He is not surrounded by jokers. I want to play something from Emma, but not today. Today, a 15-minute deconstruction of Alan Chasney. I'll do that at another time. You understand? Because Emma, sometimes we don't think Emma is. Emma is one of the most dynamic presenters. She's very, she's like Mother Teresa in the house.
Always glance at your laptop. Your laptop clock.
Oh yeah, yes. We coming to our Ladies and gentlemen, you see, I'm getting carried away there. It's 1:30 already. Imagine that.
You see how quickly the time flies.
So we'll take our break.
And when we come back, you can continue.
I'll continue on that.
Whether you want to open the lines or not.
I'll continue. All right. Okay. We'll take a break now.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The man.
All right, folks. Terry Fenelon is in with us here on The Real Issues today. And once again, I want to encourage you to tune in tonight, 8:30 for Can I Help You? With Shelton Daniel and Albert Fredis, with Albert Fredis and Shelton Daniel filling in for Honorable Richard Frederick, who's out of state. Terry, continue.
Yeah, I'll have to get some popcorn for tonight.
Yeah.
Now, let me just say quickly. One of the things that Nigel said was very true. She said you cannot take this man's word for anything. He will say one thing now, at 10 o'clock, at 10:05 he's saying something else. So basically, he's a guy, he's economical with the truth. Now, there's something I put up there. Samuel Bowers. I know he's been a bane of our existence. He has been, okay, let me leave that alone. But he has summed up the entire legacy of Shastney, Alan Shastney.
I see him doing nothing more than being an anti-labor troll,
That's
online,
yes,
just basically stalking.
Shastney's legacy is a culture That's a Shasta supporter, you know. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, that's not my words. I'm just telling you. The moderate flabbos, I mean, you know the truth. It's a culture of corruption. Samuel Bauer said. Nigel Tusse says every policy Alan Shasta had hurt St. Lucia. That's not me. It's pas me qui a dit. Me can just répéter. Not just do ça yo dit. And I'm telling you, these guys, I just pointed out some of the lies they had on Monday. And you know, on Mondays, it's important for me to sleep. So I don't really waste time on these guys. Now, Nigel Tusse, you did well. But when you came to attack the Prime Minister, I didn't like it. Because you know in your heart of hearts, and you admitted that Philip J. Pierre and the administration, SLP, we are doing well. Well for the... And you started to point out things, you know. You were the one point out the youth economy. And you had Crystal here yesterday.
Yes.
And talking about the youth economy. Imagine a man had a concept and he was able to take it out from pie in the sky and concretize it. Operationalize it. And people, the youth are enjoying the benefits. They are a few of them will be millionaires at some point because business will take off. Not all will turn millionaires, but some will be able to do a decent living. You pointed it out, the youth economy, and you even said, I don't want to misquote you because at the time you were doing that, I was trying to make some coffee or something. So something missed me. But is it a relative of yours who want to come to support that youth that agency? Bravo to you, bravo! Because when it's good, say it's good. You know, you talk about it. One graduate per household. Who could knock that? Who could knock that one day? I mean, obviously in economics, he would have studied Arthur Lewis and his developmental model, etc., etc. You know, bringing in foreign. Shasta had the opposite thing, you know. Foreign direct investment is money is coming in, but many fellas come in and I'll give you money. That model of investment has kerfuffled me. I'm discombobulated. I don't know what it is. You understand? May turn everything upside down. You understand? And I would come, but DJ in an interview says, yeah, he tell us he built a new center, but he say he mashed up all the institutions, all the structures, everything. A madness, you know, going on there. So Nigel to say, you know the thing, one graduate per child, you know, and you said about Pierre is giving and giving, but that's what he has to do. That's what St. Philip must do, you know. You know, if I was spoiled with our money, he has to give. And I don't understand why you're knocking that. You presented an argument and you could not substantiate your argument. You said he cannot sustain that. How he cannot sustain that? So the people who got the increase by the minimum wage this month, that cannot be sustained? How can it be it must be sustained. And there's more money in circulation because as they get the little increase there, some of them buy 100%. What do you think they're doing? They ain't gonna. They can't save that. Poor people can't save. You know, they have to spend. They have to spend. And if there is spend in the economy, things go. You know what I mean? The economy, things turn over. You know, the growth in the economy. You spoke about it. I'm gonna say things you didn't say. But 3 years of economic growth, positive economic growth, and this year was it 5%. And the Prime Minister has telegraphed. By 5% growth, we're looking at helping more children. We're looking at doing more things for the pensioners. We're looking at how we're going to help these people there. How we're going to do this. And there is construction booming. I told you already, I sat with some friends. 2 of them work on the wharf. And they told me, bro, Christmas come already, you know. I said, what do you mean? And they told me the wharf is loaded with containers. I said, what? They said, yeah, you could only see on the perimeter outside. But inside, we have never seen it so loaded. And one of them told me, bro, kind of cement and steel that's on the wharf there. I said, you serious? And he says, man, I'm looking for blocks. I cannot get blocks. You know, he's building the house of Gara there. I can't get blocks. You know, and I can't get tradesmen. There's a boom. And that's what he said. There's a boom in the economy. Whether you like it or not. Sure. And I hear the fellas want to now talk about Guy Joseph, this bad Ventis, talking about unemployment figures as though the fellas remove free out. All of a sudden, you know, the technocrats at the statistics office doing some underhand things for the Labour Party.
Somebody's always doing underhand
things.
Once the narrative does not suit what they're trying to push, But remember, they were trying to diss the governor of the Eastern Caribbean
That's
Central
right.
Bank.
I
Like,
mean,
you know,
a
all
man of
them-
high integrity, the man
you
who
know.
come here and punch
Like
for
he's
labor.
trying to lie. He's trying
He's
to
lying?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, guys calling and say, boy, mama, Charles is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Or since sliced bread. Well, they say bread is good anyway. You know, stay away from it. Use other things. But all of a sudden now, you're questioning the technocrats. I don't even, you know the technocrats there? I knew Edwin St. Catherine. That was the guy I knew. I don't even know who's there now. And the fellas are carrying on doing their work as they ought to do their work. And all of a sudden now, because you're getting blows guy, you don't like what Nigel Tussey said. You're going to say, oh, the unemployment figures are not correct because they took out 3,000 people from it. And magie.
Somebody sent a message saying, in her exchange with Timothy, Nigel Toussaint claims that Philip J. Pierre is just giving and giving.
Yes, I'm
and
from
that
that.
cannot be sustainable.
That's right.
But what these UWPs don't want to accept is that Philip J. Pierre's giving is an investment in our people and our
That's right.
country's development. For example, when Philip Pierre gives our students laptops, that's a long-term investment in not only their future but also our country's future. In the next 5 to 10 years, there may be no need for the first generation university program because the beneficiaries armed with their university degrees will be in a better position that will enable them to be able to pay for their family members to go to university.
Correct. Correct. So, giving, that's the point I was about to make there. He's giving, but of course, but that's what Philip J. Pierre is there to do. He's there to give, to make life easier for the working class, for the poor, the vulnerable, to ensure the climate is there for investment. You know, there's investment going on all over the country. Create the positive climate, the proper climate, so that people can invest. So, Nigel Toussaint had a problem if he's giving. Oh, you mean he must give? You know, there are some fellas that would take in and take in and take in. You didn't have a problem with that? Was that sustainable? That is why we had the Prime Minister coming. The country is broke. I have to tell you, you have to bind your belt, tie your waist, because the country is broke. People were taking and taking and taking. So when you take and take and take for you, just you and your friends, you all take and take and take and take from the scarce resources we have. There's nothing to share. With Philip J. Pierre, it's the opposite. There's a pie, and he's giving. He's looking out and that's the point. His policies are all embracing, all inclusive. He does not discriminate, as some of y'all did. Well, not some, all of y'all. And Shelton has been making the point. I think next year the Prime Minister must have got, the 6 constituency that were the pride of the CDP funds. You have to augment that, because there are projects that should have been undertaken that were not undertaken because of that state victimization. So these constituencies, that you need to. So if you give them $1 million, give them $1.5 million, so that they can do some stuff. The stuff that they should have happened. That at least they can get the saxima to fix up a little road, etc., or to the bush, some of the villages, on the roadside, etc. Because there are some places the people don't step. There are some places you have to check on that. All right. So Nigel Toussaint, you're good up to a point, but when you try to give Philip J. Pierre back, we will not accept that. Don't try that. Okay?
SLP supporters better not think that the Trump clone here cannot return to office. The electorate has a short memory.
Yeah.
US has the strongest world economy now, yet people complained about inflation and prices. St. Lucia has the best economy in the OECS, but voices are complaining, pushed by the opposition. Never think the clone cannot be brought back. Crazy world. And of course, the whole regime of lies, misinformation, nastiness from public platforms, outrageous attacks on opponents, etc., is the playbook that has its adherents. Constituencies must be guarded now and paid attention to. The termites are already at work. No time or place for self-righteousness or complacency or self-centered, arrogant pride. That's the message I got.
And that is why, writer of this, we have, Conrad Ralph said it best. We have to work with the Prime Minister. It's not for him alone. So there must be defenders. And we must defend that victory, not the Labour Party. We are defending the country from these pilferers. And you know what I mean? We don't want any of these fellas back there. Because we saw the destruction, the raid on the treasury, the rape of the treasury. We cannot allow that. You're telling me 7 days before an election, you want to give a man a $70 million contract to do what? One floor? And then all of a sudden we hear now, oh, there will be a local hospital at the bottom and an international. What crap is that? Apartheid in healthcare? You see how this guy thinks? So the locals are good. So you have a local thing at the bottom. And at the top, you have an international hospital.
It's not local. Huh? At the top is his class.
He's right.
even though they didn't vote. Well, now he might think differently because they didn't vote for him. So that's his class, and then below that's the lower class.
Lower class. Yeah. You see how he thinks? And I'm going to play the tape for you, because I've been searching that for years. We have it.
Yeah.
The most racist statement, and that is in the belly of these guys. Because they're racist. That's how they think.
Have you just seen that some of the people that he consults and takes counsel with the closest are people of Indo-Indian heritage and so on?
That's right.
These are people who descend from an ethnicity where the caste system. He talks about his class system
and the
caste system, where they may be considering themselves a cut above
the rest.
The rest and so on.
Listen to this. Listen to this. That's why, Nigel, you are right. But you have come over. You have seen the light. You know better. You telling me you've been all of a sudden now we're going to have a hospital for the locals at the bottom and for the top echelon at the top. I mean, now to be fair, he just made that up on the fly, because he realized St. Judas, we come in, and so he needed something to counteract. So on the fly, that's what he does, on the fly he made that. But you see how his mind works. It's a separation. So he was able to take all our monies and give to foreigners. I make no bones about that. You give it to Heppel. You give it to what's the guy Lockerbie. You give it to T.O. King.
Before that, he had given it to that guy. Well, okay, you mentioned him already.
Heppel. You see a pattern. Do you see the pattern? So the spoils of our country, that's for the people that look like him, and what is not good is for us. So at the bottom, where all the leaks, all the water come in, that is for us. But the top, he's going to fix it up and put a helicopter for international people. So you can't go there. Imagine that the man bringing apartheid in healthcare. That's apartheid in healthcare. And that's how he thinks. Because that is only a man who has that kind of a mind. I mean, that's racist, man. You understand? So at the bottom is good for you. We're going to take calls, Jacquan. And at the top, is for, and look here, bottom for you, top for the upper class. Can you believe that? And this man wants to. That's why, Aussie boy, I like you, Aussie boy. I like you. You love your country. We may not agree on a lot of things. I speak to you, but you love your country. You'll never tolerate that because you have gonads. Usanom kinigwen. You have gonads. You'll not accept that kind of crap from this guy. You have a call, Shelton.
Hi, caller. Good afternoon. Real Issues. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Shelton.
Good afternoon to you, Cornelia.
Good afternoon, Terence.
Hi, good afternoon. Bon après-midi.
Let me tell you, I heard Nigel to say, when he had played the recording, and I could not believe that she was saying one thing and then, but how could she see down the road that the people who are currently benefiting from programs and policies under this current administration are not going to last for long? She's saying that Alan Chastney is not worthy a leader. And she's finally admitting that he did nothing to benefit this country. Finally admitting that he did nothing to benefit this country. But the man who is working has been working to benefit not just this country but future generations. She's saying that those who are being impacted by CIP will be no more. Somebody communicated that to her, and then now you have the man who with a whole bucket of water on his tongue when he coming to attack the Labour Party, coming to attack what Nigel said, and he's saying that under Sir John Compton, let me tell you that. Have you ever observed when somebody leaves United Workers' Party to move over to Labour, it's usually a decision based on country, not self? And when somebody leaves the United Workers' Party to join, leaves the Labour Party to join the United Workers' Party, it's about self. Look at those who left the Labour Party and went to join Alan Chasney and see what has happened and see why it is that they are speaking now, because they are missing the grandiose lifestyle. Under our money, taxpayers, they took advantage of us, lied to the people, want to use, in fact, they use the people. And I want to make this statement. Alan Chasney, it was said, could have never won an election, and he did. It was simply because God's plan was to show us what he was capable of doing. God's plan has been revealed. Let me tell you all, I can say here categorically, emphatically, and every other early, under no circumstance will Alan Chasney win another election in this country. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you very much.
But Mohoneji, I agree. I understand what you're saying. I understand, but we have to appeal to the moderate flubbos because we need the vote.
Exactly. And
you have to vote for your future. You have to think critically. You know what I mean? You have to think critically. So when you go to the polls,
and no flabbo is stupid because they are flabbo.
Correct.
You understand? So, no flabbo is wise because they are flabbo. They are wise because they are blessed with the gift to discern things, to understand, and a willingness to critically examine and be open to things, ideas, and so on. So there is no need to go and to denigrate somebody because you're saying flambeau.
I want your vote bad.
Yeah.
You know,
and not just your vote. We want our St. Lucianness to be in togetherness with one another, to bring this country forward. Not to be trying to sabotage the country simply because a party you don't support is enough. It's like this thing what was attempted with our CIP. I mean, this is spiteful. This is hateful, you know. Yeah, you know, like you said, the hatriots.
Yeah,
we have a call on the line. Yeah. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
All right, Mr. Shelton Daniel, how are you, sir?
I'm doing okay, and you?
Oh, I'm not doing okay either, sir.
What happened to you?
I heard you going to meet Trump on the 20th of January, boy.
I'm going to what?
I heard Trump send your tickets for you already to go and meet him on the 20th of January.
And why not?
Is that true?
And why not?
I heard you going to meet Trump.
And why not?
Now, you know what problem I want the Labour Party to solve for us? Down the coast. You see the idea of vagrants roaming the streets and giving people trouble. That's one of the biggest problems I want the Labour Party to solve for me. Okay, my brother?
Okay.
I want to work with the vendors and the taxi drivers you see next year to make sure, it's not next year, before the end of this year, that we have no vagrants nowhere in St. Lucia because of the amount of tourists that come in St. Lucia. Okay, my brother? I want you to work on that for me, all right?
All right, thank you.
I'll tell the leader of the opposition, organize his own party if you want young people to rally behind him.
young people. I get truth. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a little meme. Truth always. All right.
487-9849 and 4533-911. The calls are coming. You're on the air, caller. Good afternoon. The real issues.
Bon après-midi, Mr. Shelton Daniel. Shelton Daniel.
Bon après-midi pour forward là.
Forward là, c'est un problème avec TV. Il y a 2-3 jours. Tout le monde, personne qui m'a dit pour moi, c'est pas malade, mais malade, pas tant rien. TV a quitté le problème là. C'est actuellement là, un d'autres porter un box. Bah, moi. So, je vais remercier, je vais féliciter, je vais glorifier pour tout le patience, pour tout le temps, ça de faire une voie forward là. Les forward là, c'est un great problem, but actuellement, il y a un joute à Chey. Moi, venu là, it is with my grace, I've been saved through Ephesians chapter 28. Bon, c'est papa qui veut me venir avec d'autres, il parle bali. Il dit, regardez pour qui m'a mis dans la box, moi, et qui vient sur moi, il m'a great love pour lui. Avec moi, quand dit tout le monde, en général, qui te marché, moi-même, j'ai un gros problème, comme si dit, moi, huit malade. Et actuellement, à sortir comme si dit, moi, sauvé. Mr. Shelton Daniel, love for you, great love for MBC, Jaïm, il a dit, tout quatre coins la terre entièrement qui dégage une voie forward là. Actuellement forward la vie rise again. So, je veux remercier tout le monde, féliciter tout le monde. Let us be love with one another. C'est ça papa pour demander. Love one another as I love you. And a great love for you all again. Mr. Shelton Daniel, NBC, can I help you? Tout la général côté qui na radio station qu'a coûté Katan. Love you all. Bye bye précaution là qu'a vivre.
Merci un peu forward là. Body Benu.
All right. I realize we're running out of time. Maybe we have chance for one more call.
Yeah,
a few minutes.
we can take and then you can.
But I'll wrap up.
Yeah.
But there's truth. The truth will always win. It's just unfortunate that the lies go out first. So these fellows will stand on the platform and spew all lies. And unfortunately, there are people who are gullible, who will believe the lies. But Shelton, we have to redouble our efforts, make a conscious decision. We have to debunk all the lies. Now that means to people in the Prime Minister's office must give us the information we need, because we can't do it on our own.
That's true.
We cannot do it on our own.
You cannot invent facts.
We cannot invent the facts. You have to give us so that we can take the fight out there. It's because that is a war of misinformation and lies and propaganda. All right, and we have to debunk that. We have to let the people know the truth, and the truth will prevail. Because the Prime Minister is big on that truth. He doesn't speak lies. He will stammer the truth. He will not speak lies eloquently. I love that. And we must put that on a t-shirt. So, the lies we will debunk. The truth must always prevail. Okay, Sheldon, I think we're almost there.
Yes. All right, Terry, thank you so very much for having lit up the place, as you always do. Let me acknowledge some of our people on the Facebook Live. Conrad, Jude Pokes Harlow, who says, good afternoon to Terence Fenelon and my African brother, Shelton Daniel. Terence is also an Afro-St. Lucian,
right.
Isn't he? All right. I want to say good afternoon to Smids Joseph as well, and to others on the Facebook Live, Lou Prudent. Let me see who else is there that I must acknowledge. Tony Charles, Cecilia Sari, and Linus Boodoo, who says, people watch the deceivers out there, please. Be careful. Don't buy their untruth. Cecilia Sari says, it was a matter of time for UWP conscience start provoking them. And she adds, PJP stand brave and tall, never afraid. All right, Mr. Jeremy, good afternoon to you. And we have others on there, Eusebia Jean Baptiste. We say good afternoon to you as well. She says, in St. Lucia's most wanted PJP, and that is our choice. Let it be. All right. And Sylvester Alphonse, he said, remembered when Sir John came back at 81. Not sure if reference to what that is, but we really appreciate your being there, folks. We want to end on time. Anthony Mondesi notes that Honorable Philip JP is investing in our people. That's not giving, Nigel Toussaint.
Right. Yeah.
All right, and we had already gotten a comment to that effect. That's what the flag was afraid of when it comes to PJP and his well-planned policies. His ideas and policies are bearing fruits. Labor for life. UWP's policies are emotional policies, Eusebia says. And we see a lot more on that, but that's the time where we have to wrap it up for today, folks. Thank you so very much for having been a part of it. Once again, Can I Help You Tonight? I'll be featuring with Albert Fregis as we co-host in the absence of Honorable Richard Frederick. So, on behalf of Terry Fenelon, Jaquan Joseph, Alton Jaquan Joseph, who's our technical operator, and all of us here, Shelton Daniel, signing out and bidding you be safe, enjoy the rest of your Thursday.
Adios.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you, at Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild, the power to heal, the future of pain relief.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's
Numbers for the midday draw of Thursday, 7th November 2024 were Double Daily Grand 1, 8, 14, 22. Big 4, 1, 6, 9, 4. The Big 4 Multi-X full drawn is 2X. Pick 2, 5, 5. The Pick 2 Multi-X full drawn is FP. 1 off, 1, 8, 4. Lucky 3, 6, 9, 3. The Lucky 3 Multi-X full drawn is 2X.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues.